In the bustling city of New York, where dreams are made and broken, a young man's life is about to change forever. Meet Peter Parker, an ordinary high school student with extraordinary potential. But how does a shy, bookish teenager become the iconic Spider-Man? Let's dive into the origin story that brought a beloved hero to life. Peter Parker, a bright but socially awkward teenager, lives with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben. He is a typical high school student, navigating the trials of adolescence and unrequited love for his neighbor, Mary Jane Watson. But a fateful visit to a science exhibit changes everything when a genetically modified spider bites Peter, granting him incredible powers. Peter's philosophy is shaped by his newfound powers and the wisdom imparted by his Uncle Ben. The iconic phrase, "With great power comes great responsibility," becomes the guiding principle of his life. Peter's journey from a timid teenager to a selfless hero is marked by personal loss, moral dilemmas, and a commitment to justice. Norman Osborn, a wealthy industrialist and scientist, becomes the Green Goblin after a dangerous experiment goes wrong. His philosophy revolves around power and control, viewing his newfound abilities as a means to dominate and instill fear. The contrast between Peter's sense of duty and Norman's lust for power sets the stage for their epic conflict. Key supporting characters include Mary Jane Watson, Peter's love interest, whose dreams of becoming an actress add depth to their relationship, Harry Osborn, Peter's best friend and Norman's son, who becomes entangled in the web of their conflict, and Aunt May and Uncle Ben, who provide the emotional foundation and moral guidance for Peter's journey. Peter's goal is to use his powers to protect and serve the people of New York, balancing his responsibilities as Spider-Man with the challenges of his personal life. His philosophy is rooted in selflessness and the desire to honor Uncle Ben's legacy. Each decision he makes is guided by the principle of using his abilities for the greater good. Norman Osborn's goal, on the other hand, is driven by a desire for power and control. As the Green Goblin, he seeks to eliminate those who oppose him and solidify his dominance. His philosophy of might makes right clashes violently with Peter's sense of duty and justice. This fundamental difference sets the stage for a battle not just of strength, but of ideologies. Peter's transformation into Spider-Man is marked by a series of significant events. Initially using his powers for personal gain, Peter's outlook changes dramatically after Uncle Ben is tragically killed by a thief Peter could have stopped. This pivotal moment cements his commitment to the creed that with great power comes great responsibility. Peter adopts the Spider-Man persona, creating his iconic costume and web shooters, and begins his crusade against crime in New York City. As Spider-Man, Peter faces numerous challenges, balancing his heroic duties with the everyday struggles of a teenager. His relationship with Mary Jane evolves, adding complexity to his dual life. At the same time, Norman Osborn's transformation into the Green Goblin introduces a deadly adversary whose actions escalate the stakes. The Green Goblin's attacks on the city and personal vendetta against Spider-Man lead to a series of intense confrontations. In one memorable scene, Spider-Man saves a tramcar full of children and Mary Jane from the Green Goblin, showcasing his bravery and quick thinking. This public display of heroism cements Spider-Man's status as a beloved hero, but also makes him a target for the Green Goblin's wrath. The tension between Peter and Norman intensifies as the Green Goblin discovers Spider-Man's true identity. This revelation leads to a direct and personal assault on Peter's loved ones, including a harrowing attack on Aunt May and a showdown at the Daily Bugle, where Peter works as a photographer. The Goblin's psychological warfare tests Peter's resolve and forces him to confront his deepest fears. As their conflict escalates, Peter's moral fortitude is put to the test. The Green Goblin offers Peter alliance, suggesting they rule the city together. Peter's rejection of this offer underscores his commitment to his principles, setting the stage for their final confrontation. The stakes are raised further when Norman kidnaps Mary Jane, forcing Spider-Man into a race against time to save her. Peter's relationship with his Uncle Ben and aunt May provides the emotional and moral foundation for his journey as Spider-Man. Uncle Ben's death is a pivotal moment that transforms Peter from a self-centered teenager into a hero driven by a sense of duty and responsibility. Aunt May's unwavering support and wisdom serve as a guiding light in Peter's darkest moments. Norman Osborn's relationship with his son, Harry, adds a layer of complexity to the narrative. Harry's admiration for his father and friendship with Peter create a web of conflicting loyalties. The discovery of Norman's alter ego as the Green Goblin forces Harry to grapple with betrayal and loss, setting the stage for future conflicts. The climactic battle between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin is a brutal and emotionally charged showdown. The fight takes place in an abandoned building where the stakes are life and death. The Green Goblin's ruthless attacks push Peter to his physical and emotional limits. The battle is not just a test of strength, but a clash of their deeply held beliefs. In a heart-wrenching moment, Norman reveals his true identity to Peter, begging for mercy. However, the Green Goblin's treachery knows no bounds as he attempts one final lethal attack. Peter's quick reflexes and determination to protect those he loves result in the Green Goblin's demise, impaled by his own glider. With the Green Goblin defeated, Peter faces the aftermath of their conflict. He returns Norman's body to the Osborn mansion, where Harry witnesses Spider-Man with his father's lifeless body, misunderstanding the situation and vowing vengeance. This sets the stage for future conflicts and adds a tragic layer to Peter's journey. Peter's relationship with Mary Jane reaches a turning point as she confesses her love for him. However, Peter decides to keep his identity as Spider-Man a secret, believing it is the only way to protect her and those he cares about. His decision underscores the loneliness and sacrifices that come with his responsibilities as a hero. The film concludes with Peter embracing his role as Spider-Man, swinging through the city he is sworn to protect. His journey is far from over, but his resolve is stronger than ever. The symbol of Spider-Man becomes a beacon of hope for New York City, inspiring others to stand up against injustice. Peter Parker's journey, from a shy teenager to a courageous hero, is a story of growth, sacrifice, and the enduring power of responsibility. Spider-Man reminds us that true heroism lies in the choices we make and the courage to stand up for what is right. As Spider-Man swings into action, we are left with one question: what would you do with great power?